Chapter 18. Curse Breaker.
MCCO USML National Board of Medical Examiners,
MBME,
and sponsored by the MBME and the Federation of State Medical Boards,
FSMB,
AAMC, medical directors. We need to look into the inaccuracy of pulse oximetry with a fair deal of people. Would you like to know why?
It's a measurement of red light refraction that have pre-calculated parameters of what healthy oxygen levels look like. Though the baseline vitals came from healthy, mostly Asian adult doctors, children blood and elderly blood in these settings do not compute accurate readings. Though you all have lied to yourselves in sayings it's only off by 1 or 2%.
1-2%.
Because that is what a book tells you.
The inventor and I personally remind you it may be off for around 30% of the general population by up to 57% in some extreme cases with more blue blood that exponentially loses. Accuracy causing falsely warranted advanced medical interventions that may be later falsely justified by the high-flow oxygen poisoning and other drugs.
Oxygen in the nature air is about 12%. Most of what we breathe is nitrogen. Medical oxygen is 99% pure O2, 50% diff. In real examples, it's common to experience a mild to moderately overdosed person that is unconscious yet still breathing have a 55% SPO2 reading, which helps clarify they are not just heavy sleeping, as heavy sleeping would be within normal limits of 95% SPO2 or greater generally speaking. Even some heart conditions have better resting vitals than when active.
Some people with medical conditions run lower than that, and low 90% may be their normal range. A professional should recognize that if a patient walks into a cold room for a referral to get a second opinion regarding a life-altering procedure, hops up on the table and is alert and oriented, talking in full sentences, it shouldn't matter if the SPO2 reading says 55%. No one should yell at the patient that they are dying, repeatedly yelling at them. What kind of care is that?
A short expression of this truth in the training books, which is obviously why we are not supposed to overreact off of just a pulse oximetry reading though. If the book is not telling the full truth because the salespeople lied, and or we're not smart enough to know better because they are maybe not med pros or inventors, just hustlers of products linked to emotions and desires, and they are results oriented, so no one can tell them they are wrong with such success.
I read the book's knowledge, and it was bound to my heart. I'm confident I took vitals on over 5,000 different people, and about 30% or more of them were at times under 95% SPO2, and that was their normal. There wasn't many I saw under 90% for their normal. Light is measured in microns, blue is measured as 0.4 microns, red is measured as 0.7 microns.
That is a 57% ratio difference in potential inaccuracy if the person has a bluish pigment or underlying health condition. This is where that exponential inaccuracy happens for some. It may become drastically off, implying immediate intervention required when patient is actually quiet, stable. Accuracy of pulse oximetry. First, I would like to explain the accuracy of pulse oximetry, which Dr. Aoyagi pursued throughout life.
Although products currently on the market have an accuracy of approximately 2% SPO2 according to specifications, it should be noted that while 2/3 of the SPO2 values are within the range of accuracy specified, 1/3 outside the range, and that the range does not correspond to the 95% confidence interval. In addition, hypoxia exposure testing to verify the accuracy is performed under almost ideal conditions in healthy subjects, and various factors may further decrease accuracy in the actual clinical environment. Dr. Aoyagi cited oxygen management in neonates as an example and set the goal of realizing true second-generation pulse oximetry with increased absolute accuracy to reduce the patient burden by preventing retinopathy of prematurity and reducing the number of blood collections.
A challenge to fundamentally improving the accuracy. Dr. Aoyagi recognized that there was room for improvement in the accuracy of pulse oximetry soon after the dissemination of 2 wavelength pulse oximeters in Japan.
A theory considering the effects of changes other than those in the arterial blood is required to improve the accuracy of pulse oximetry. Changes other than those in the arterial blood itself are caused by body motion and other factors, and he started a study based on the fundamental idea that the construction of this theory would lead to the elimination of body motion artifacts and provide a basis for significant future development.
Words from a friend.
In a 90-plus page published article, Konnichiwa, Watashi no Ryuji, in honor of Dr. Ayaji, making sure the grades are having a great time on Earth as it is in heaven.